Cambridge, and welcome to What's That About, where we answer all your pressing questions of the day, brought to you by CCTV, Cambridge's greatest TV station ever. Right, Julie?
Sure, Max.
Anyway, whose question delivered by the mighty backbone of this country, the people of the U.S. Postal Service, are we answering today?
Our first postcard is from Adam on Hampshire Street. Adam says, Election day was over a week ago, but now I'm seeing Donald Trump and top Republicans saying the election was stolen and they don't want to concede. How can I find out the truth, and what can I do to protect our democracy in these confusing times?
Times sure are scary, Adam, and I thought the election was over, but just yesterday I saw Bill Barr saying he is pursuing substantial voting irregularities, and I know the Attorney General of the United States of America would never lie. So I sure hope our expert Special Agent Desmond Pomeroy can clear up the confusion on this one.
Well, let's start out with the obvious. Donald Trump lost by a substantial amount, like over 4 million votes, 300 plus electoral college votes.
My buddy Carl posted a chart on Facebook, and it showed.
Max, stop right there. Now, let me ask you, did the chart have any attribution?
Attribution? Sure. It was from someone named @RealAmericanPatriotDad with Patriot spelled wrong. He's just a humble Christian trying to set a good example for his kids, who loves his wife and also loves to drink liberal tears. Here's a photo of him wearing sunglasses, holding an AR-15 while driving somehow.
Max, how many times have I told you not to believe everything you see on the internet?
Oh, you were just talking about those pics of dogs the size of horses.
Look, Max, you're right that these are scary times. But they're only scary because we have one party that's trying to deny the clear outcome of the presidential election.
Right. Don't believe rumors and unsubstantiated information that people post on social media. If you see something that looks scary, before you repost it, take a breath and check the sources to make sure it's legit.
Remember, it's in the GOP's best interest right now to stir up any uncertainty about the electoral process and poison the well of Biden's presidency. And they've already shown they'll stop at nothing to maintain power. So just be careful, all right? But for the record, to be clear, those dogs the size of horses, they are real.
I told you, Julie. So you're saying it's like when the Republicans hurt our precious postal service to try to fix the election, those brigands. But how can I separate good info from the fake?
Check the origin of any information. Credible sources use attribution of all their quotes and rely on trustworthy sources.
Also, maybe just take a break from social media and cable news. I mean, you don't need to constantly engage with the endless vicious cycle unless you come up with a really clever tweet.
Oh yeah, I just posted a really funny Willy Wonka meme. It's going to break the internet.
Well, it looks like the internet's still working here.
Look, you're probably not going to change anybody's mind, Max. But if you do engage, now's the time to stick to the facts and try to bring people together. Like Dave Chappelle, he just said, don't try to annihilate people on social media, even if maybe they deserve it. Because you got to remember, most of the time there's a sympathetic person in there, deep down somewhere.
What about Adam's other question? What can we do to keep this country from going off the rails?
Yeah, you can contact your local representatives and make sure your voice is heard. Find your rep on USA.gov, elected officials. Just the other day, I fired off an email to my good friend, Congressman Ayanna Presley, or, as I call her, big Presbo. And we had a good laugh about her BU days. And she used to tell me back in the day, she'd be like, Desmond, you're one crazy
Desmond?
Right. I get it. Story for another time. My mistake. You can also join groups mobilizing to ensure the outcome of the election is respected. Never Again Action Boston is one, and Protect the Results is another. Okay, these are two groups who are organizing locally. Things are rapidly changing, but they're good sites to keep an eye on if more citizen action is needed.
Well, that all sounds fine. It's good. But what can I do about this feeling in my chest?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You mean that giant fist that seems to be closing around your ribs, making it harder to breathe?
Oh, you got it too.
Yeah. Just try to keep a level head. Only try to control the things you can control, and make sure your voice is heard.
Also, sometimes I like to drink beer.
Me too, Max. Yes, beer. Me too. But in moderation, right?
Oh, of course. You know it. You know.
Ah, that's my Max. All right, Desmond Pomeroy, out with the shout. Hooty hoo!
Well, thank you for your question, Adam from Hampshire Street. And we'll say goodbye until next week.
Well, we'll see you first. Ketchup is a fruit or it's a vegetable. We don't know. Oh, where it's edible. Take two.